A Journey Through the Cell by Callie Castillo. So the first thing that we're going to look at is the cell membrane. The cell membrane is a flexible barrier that's called fluid mosaic model, and it's embedded with proteins, cholesterol, and carbohydrates. It's two hydrophilic fatty layers. The way it functions is that it has flexible skin that gatekeeps cells. It controls what enters and leaves, and it gets waste out. Think of a cell membrane like automatic double doors. It controls what enters and leaves, and the people inside are kept by the automatic doors. Next, we move on to cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is a gel-like structure with a fluid called cytocell. In there is the mitochondria and ribosomes, which are organelles. The way it functions is it holds cells' organelles, which are used for the metabolic process, and it protects cells. It also helps maintain the cell's shape. We can relate this to hair gel because hair gel does similar things like holding hair's shape and protecting it from humidity. Next, we go to the nucleus. The nucleus has a membrane, but there are tiny holes so things can pass through it. It is also a gel substance, and it is the center of the cell. Its functions are it acts like a control center for the cells. It replicates DNA, transcripts RNA, and it produces ribosomes for protein and processes RNA. It is also used as storage. We can think of the nucleus like the control center of an iPhone. The nucleus is the core and control center of the cell, and it's much like the control center on an iPhone. Let's go to the ribosomes, which are two subunits, one is big and one is small. Its functions are synthesizing proteins by following coded instructions of DNA and linking amino acids to form polypeptides. We can relate this to a factory, because like factories, ribosomes produce and design things. Moving along to the rough ER, which is found within the cytoplasm. It looks like a maze with dots, which are ribosomes. Proteins made by the ribosomes are inserted to the rough ER, and they are chemically modified, which is its function. We can relate this to a corn maze, because the corn maze looks very similar to the rough ER because of its dots, which are the ribosomes, and they look like corn. Going to the smooth ER. It's the same as the rough ER, except it doesn't have ribosomes, and that's what makes it smooth. Its functions are it cleans up cells, it produces fat, it detoxes harmful things, and it helps muscles. We can relate this to making candy because when we make candy at the end, we have to clean it up, much like how the smooth ER cleans up cells. Next is the Golgi apparatus/body, which is found in eukaryotic cells which don't have a nucleus, and is referred to as the Golgi body. It is a flattened membrane on top of others. It takes proteins and lipids and it modifies them. It transports cells, it processes hormones or mucus. We can relate this to the post office because it works similar to a post office by sending things, like how a post office sends package. Next is the vesicle. It's a tiny ball with fluid inside the cell. It sort of looks like a bubble. Its functions are delivering or carrying out important proteins, and it moves from place to place around the cell. Plus, it stores and moves materials all around the cell. We can relate this to a container because it holds stuff in it and it's sealed. After that is lysosomes, which are found in the eukaryotic cell. They are small organelles with digestive enzymes. They break down lipid, carbohydrates, and proteins into small molecules, and they are used by the rest of the cell. They remove junk that could clutter the cell. We can relate this to recycling bins because, like lysosomes, it removes junk. And finally, the mitochondria. The mitochondria has two membranes in one, and it has fluid in it. The way it functions is it converts energy into food. It performs cellular respiration, and chemical energy is produced by the mitochondria to stop in ATP. It's also called the powerhouse of the cell, and that's how we can relate it to an electrical box in a house because it distributes light throughout the house, much like how the mitochondria distributes sugar and energy through the body.